Hello everyone. My name is Rohan Rukde and I am from Electronics and Telecommunication Department. We all know that Fourier transform has very much importance in signals and systems, and we need to solve the examples on Fourier transform. So I am going to solve an easy example on Fourier transform, and we are going to solve it using some basic properties of Fourier transform. So to solve the example, we first need to see the properties we need for Fourier transform. So here are the properties we need to solve that example. The first property is time shifting property. The time shifting property is like if x of t has a Fourier transform of x of omega, then time shifting property states that if the t naught is coefficient of shifting, then x of t minus t naught uh, has Fourier transform of e of minus j omega t naught multiplied by x of omega. Here we are going to multiply the Fourier transform x of omega by factor e of minus e to power minus j omega t naught. And the second property we have is time scaling property. The time scaling property is if x of t has Fourier transform of x of omega, then time scaling property states that if a is factor of scaling, then x of at has Fourier transform of a upon a mod a multiplied by x of omega upon a. Here we can see that the factor we are going to multiply to t in time domain. If we transform that, then we are going to divide the whole thing. The mod of a means the factor, and we are going to divide by 8 to the omega 2. So the given here, the example states that if the Fourier transform of x of t is x of omega, then find the Fourier transform of y of t, where y of t is equals to x of 3t minus 9. So from this example, we have given as x of t has Fourier transform of x of omega. The time domain, the t represents time domain, and another given thing is y of t equals to x of 3t minus 9. So we clearly know that y of t is in terms of x of t, and we need to find the Fourier transform of y of t in terms of x of omega. So solution, we are going to apply the properties we discussed recently to the x of t. First, we are going to apply time shifting property. Then we get the factor we have is 9. So x of t minus 9. And then again we are going to apply time scaling property. And we have factor 3. So x of 3t minus 9. Now we are going to take the Fourier transform. It is x omega. Now after applying time shifting property, we get the time shifting property. We are going to get time shifting. So we are going to multiply this x of omega by e to power minus j omega 9, because we have here 9. And then again we are going to apply here time scaling property. The scaling factor is 3 so 1 upon 3 and x of omega upon 3, and then again we are going to divide minus j omega upon 3 into 9. So y of omega is equal to 1 upon 3 x of omega upon 3 into e to power minus j omega 3. Method to solve this example is, first we are going to apply time scaling. and after scaling we get x of 3t. All the properties we are going to apply, that we are going to apply with t, because t is a independent variable, and 3t is not an independent variable, it is dependent variable. So we are going to apply then time shifting. uh, Time shifting. So after time shifting we are going to time shifting to the t. So we need to take 3 separate and 3 t minus 3. This way we are going to get uh, our equation as x of 3t minus 9. Now we are going to apply the same steps to the x of omega, which is Fourier transform, and then time scaling property shows that uh, as we know, after time scaling 1 upon 3 and x of omega upon 3. So and then again we are going to apply time shifting property, time shifting. So we have shifted by 3, so it is just like 1 upon 3 uh, x of omega upon 3 and e to power minus j omega 3. So it is an easy example. No matter how we solve, the answer we are going to get is the same, and by using these properties we can solve other examples too. In brief, we can say that y of omega uh, is equal to y of omega is equal to 1 upon 3 x of omega upon 3 e to power minus j omega 3. So in other words, y of t has Fourier transform of 1 upon 3 x of omega upon 3 e to power minus j omega 3. So this is a final answer, and we say I say that stay safe, stay home. Thank you.